Good morning. It's Thursday, July 16th, 2020. We have a scheduled ride today, so it's 2:43 a.m., so I'm on my way to meet up with my group to get our scheduled ride in. I've heard that I may come across as if I'm supernatural. Nothing bothers you. Everything has a solution, right? Everything has a solution part. I 100% believe in. I don't believe you have to sit there and wallow in any situation. If you don't like it, change it. The caveat is nobody said changing it was going to be easy. So be okay that you made a decision, and inside that decision is going to be some other things that you're going to have to take on, but nonetheless, you're making a change out of the direction of the thing you don't want to be in. You have to be okay with that. Take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet. But even I find myself, and I don't do it much because it's a very hard place to come out of, but a place of comparison. How do I stack up against this individual? Well, why is my situation not like theirs? When I had got into real estate, I remember seeing these top producers, doing 20 million, 10 million, 8 million, 9 million a year volume sales. And initially, I was like, that's fine. Give myself some time. And as time went by, you start telling yourself, hey, you're pretty good. Why ain't you right there? And you start thinking, and this is something that we've always talked about inside of our brokerage, because we have mental breakout sessions to help develop our skills. And one of the mental breakout sessions would cover the topic of thinking everyone else has it figured out. And we'll look around and we say, oh, well, they're driving the car, they're getting the accolades, they got life figured out. But you don't know that they have a drinking problem. Their marriage is on the brink of divorce. They never pay their bills on time. They're not responsible. Their health is deteriorating, right? But on the surface, it looks like they have it all figured out. And it's hard to come out of that. It's hard to come out of that funk. I will admit it. It's very hard because you start thinking that anything and everything that you're going to do is not even going to be worthwhile. So you start convincing yourself to why even do it. Before you would take a chance. You would take a risk if you thought that it would get you closer to your dream. If you thought that it would get you closer to your vision, you would give it a shot. Right? But now that you feel this other individual has it all figured out, well, anything that you can do, you convince yourself is insignificant because they got it figured out. And since they're not doing it, why should you? And then it leads to you trying to do what everybody else is doing. Not knowing, not fully understanding that maybe that's not the route that God has for you to take. Maybe that's not the way that you're supposed to get it. I'm one of these people. I'm a firm believer. I'm not one of these Christians that run around here thinking that we're supposed to be broke. I'm not with that. No way. I don't want to serve a God who thinks that I have to be destitute or broke. Now, if I choose to take on that type of oath for my life, God will give me the strength to press through on that. But he ain't said nothing in my heart about being broke. He ain't said nothing in my heart about not getting the accolades, not being, not being praised for the work that I do. He hasn't told me any of that. So why would I accept that? But on another note, we would still try to compare ourselves to somebody else. And the one thing that I would suggest to anybody is that if you are going to compare yourself to somebody else, then you ought to emulate everything that they do. But I guarantee you'll find very fast that you're emulating something that you're not. Now, they say the biggest form of flattery is imitation. But in business and anything else, the biggest form of being ruled out as a contender is not being authentic. So even though the situation may call for how you feel in a specific certain kind of way, truth be told, at the end of the day, you have more greatness inside of you than you could ever imagine. But you got to figure out exactly where that greatness is coming from, and you have to dig in on that. Period.